All right, we're back once again with the Gafford and Brown Show
Yeah,
again,
back with the wrap out.
and we're the wrap out here. I guess we're gonna try to end it out with some of the NBA stuff, shouldn't we?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, how fitting.
yeah. We're basically gonna say about the season that's coming up. I don't know how much we got to at first, but we're gonna talk about the Lakers. The Lakers right now, they got this super team. They got Kobe. They got Steve Nash. They got, Dwight Howard. But you have a message for them, right?
Yeah, man. Who's coming off the bench?
Exactly.
That's just all I. Who's coming off the bench?
Hmm.
Who's going to contribute? Who's going to relieve Dwight Howard? What happens if Dwight re-injures his back? You gonna start Hill every game? It's just too many question marks right now. How's
It's
Mike Brown going to flourish in this? I mean, the Princeton offense,
hmm
just give Steve Nash the ball. Just let
right.
Steve Nash do what he does.
Exactly. I mean, my feeling is we've seen Steve Nash a whole lot because, I seen him in Dallas. I'm a huge Dallas Maverick fan.
Right,
You're a huge Suns fan,
right.
and you saw him within Phoenix. Steve Nash is a very good up tempo point guard that even though he is 38 years old, he can still get it done.
Yeah, he still
He's
gets it
still
done.
dropping dimes like it's nobody's business.
Right.
But uh, with the slower offense, that's gonna have something.
It's
That should have something a negative effect on him, right?
possibly. Like the pick and roll is gonna definitely help Gasol out. Steve Nash, I think he's gonna save Gasol's like numbers.
Hmm.
He's gonna inflate his numbers.
Hmm.
He's gonna give Gasol all the looks he needs. Dwight's gonna eat, of course. You know
Hmm.
how he is. He's gonna get his anyway. But the only thing I worry about is there gonna be enough shots for Kobe? Not enough. I'm not calling Kobe selfish because we know he's not necessarily a selfish
Exactly.
player. But I'm just wondering, is there going to be enough time for Kobe to get his as well?
Hmm.
Because Steve's going to be passing the ball around pick and
Right.
roll. That's great for the big man. But what about Kobe? So I just want to see if Kobe's going to be able to translate well into the offense.
Hmm.
Maybe when Nash is out, Kobe can come be the instant offense.
Hmm.
It offense run through him. So we'll see. Granted, Kobe's a very smart basketball player. If you've seen Kobe's doing work,
Hmm.
you know Kobe's a brilliant basketball player.
Exactly.
Like I watched that, I was blown away. I was like,
Hmm.
man, this dude just a freak. He really knows
Right.
everything about the game.
It makes you change your opinion on Kobe Bryant. And like I said, you have to appreciate Kobe. You
Yeah,
really have to
he's a
appreciate
treasure.
Kobe. He's a treasure. He's probably the best player that we probably have had in the NBA, maybe since Mike. Maybe since
Yeah,
Mike, and that's arguable.
yeah,
I mean, that's between him and LeBron. Kobe's very gifted, and LeBron's very gifted as well.
yeah.
And,
But
you know,
LeBron hasn't gotten the basketball IQ yet of Kobe.
right,
Well, he's granted LeBron's very
hmm
advanced for his age. He knows a
right.
lot about the game. Makes some of the best passes that I've seen from a player,
Hmm.
just not a big man, but from a player.
Kobe's like the cerebral assassin.
Yeah, Kobe is a defensively.
Hmm.
Kobe's offensively, he'll pick you apart. A man dropped 81 points.
Right.
Even though it was on the Raptors, it's still 81
It's
points.
still 81 points.
So the dude is gifted.
Hmm.
I just want to see how he's going to translate, how he's going to get his offense going when you got Nash feeding the bigs, and every once in a while, getting his too.
Hmm.
So we'll see. And I also want to see how Nash's back holds up during the whole 82 game season.
Hmm.
You know, I'm just interested to see how this Lakers team is going to unfold. Like I said, it took Miami 1 year to get it right. I think it's going to take the Lakers a year or two to get it right.
Right.
I don't think it's going to be an instant title.
With everybody that builds these super teams, they also need to know that Rome really isn't built in a day.
No.
It really isn't. Like you said, it took Miami a year to get themselves into the into the championship, and but sometimes you kind of have to be patient, and there's still teams that are doing it in the way of building up through the draft, homegrown, homegrown talent and stuff.
Right, and you have to do that. Like we talked about earlier. How many final appearances do the Thunder have versus what the Knicks have?
The Thunder just got their first one. The Knicks haven't been to one
In
since
15
'98.
years. Yeah,
Yeah,
in 15 years. How many times the Utah Jazz been to the playoffs versus how many times the Knicks have been to the playoffs in the last 15 years?
countless.
Exactly. It's all about scouting, coaching, and just getting the right personnel together.
Right.
Spurs are the blueprint.
Mhm.
Thunder borrowed it.
Mhm.
Other teams are using it.
Mhm.
for instance, the Nuggets, the Pacers, these small market teams that are
Mhm.
building teams up through the draft, free agency, making smart moves, getting players that believe in the system,
Mhm.
follow the system, support each other, and want to win. That's how you build ties. You don't just throw money at problems.
Mhm.
The Knicks have thrown money at all the problems. Still can't fix it.
Exactly.
You can't build well you I mean, even in
Mhm.
terms of Miami, even though they got the big three, they got
Right.
LeBron, they got three guys that really like playing with each other,
Right.
a bunch of role players that
Mhm.
want rings, and they have a coach that they believe in. Now, some people question that belief,
Right.
but at the end of the day, they have rings.
Right. Now I remember last season everybody was, especially with the Dallas Mavericks, they were trying to, build up for the offseason. Their goal was trying to get Darren Williams. They wanted Darren Williams so bad. And it just seemed like they let a lot of people go, like Tyson Chandler, Deshaun Stevenson, all those different type of players. And then they wound up not getting Darren Williams. But yet they can't. It seemed like to me they really bounced back
Yeah,
nicely.
they made great moves. I like the OJ Mayo move.
Hmm.
I like the Collins move.
Hmm.
Kaman.
Hmm.
I like the moves they made. I don't think it's not necessarily gonna make them favorites in the West.
Oh no,
but it
it's
makes
not.
them respectable.
Right, it makes them very respectable, and it just in the NBA, if you can just get in,
You never know.
anything can happen.
You
I
never
mean,
know.
you never know.
Dice might roll your way. But Mark Cuban, now I want to ask you this because you're a
Hmm.
Mavs fan. Do you view Mark Cuban differently after the reports came out that he wasn't there to talk to Darren, that he was filming for his TV show Shark Tank, and that Jason Terry and Jason Kidd kind of left with some words?
There are some things that Mark Cuban can do that kind of does make me scratch my head. What he did last season, going away with some of the team, that kind of made me scratch my head a little bit. But seeing that we bounced back pretty nicely, it does. Sometimes Mark Cuban can be really a maverick in the sense of the word, because he does act like he knows a lot of stuff. Now I'm saying he does have a good mind. He does have a good mind. He does have a good business mind. Sometimes he can be a little bit of he can think a little bit too much. You know?
Right. And that can be a bad thing sometimes. But as an owner, I respect him and I see his vision.
Hmm.
I don't know necessarily how they're gonna, get back to that elite status. We'll see. But they have the right coach,
Hmm.
they have the superstar, they have the role player. So we'll see.
Right. As far as this, who do you think is going to be the exciting teams in the NBA this year?
Well, I think you're gonna have, well, of course, people are gonna say the Lakers,
Right.
and which they will be exciting because they have Dwight Howard, Steve Nash, Kobe Bryant.
Hmm.
It's gonna be ratings galore.
Right.
You got the Heat, always fun to watch.
Right.
I'm leaning towards Minnesota. I like Minnesota. I
Mhm.
think Minnesota's gonna be a fun team to watch. I want to see how Brandon Roy comes back from his retirement.
Hmm.
I'm anxious to see how Rubio comes back from his ACL injury,
Mhm.
hopefully mid-season. I think they're going to mesh well. Kevin Love continues to flourish into one of the best players in the NBA. He's
Mhm.
already the best power forward.
Right.
So I'm excited to see Minnesota. I'm
Mhm.
excited to see the Denver Nuggets. I think JaVale McGee is going to be a star. You
Mhm.
see him last year. He went man to man with Bynum, wasn't scared.
Mhm.
Outplayed him several games. I mean, Ty Lawson is moving up in point guard rating.
Mhm.
I don't know who his shooting coach is, but Rondo, give that man a call
Oh yeah.
because he's worked magic.
Oh yeah. Most definitely.
So
I really want to see Denver this year too because their new acquisition, Andre Iguodala. I mean, I feel like that his game tailors to what they are doing. He's like a poor man's LeBron James. I mean, the guy can score, the guy can get rebounds, the guy can he can pass the ball, he can get assists. He's a stat stuffer, and he might not, like we said, he's not on the level of LeBron James. But the guy can do it all, and I mean, it's nice to see him in a new surrounding, in a new setting. That it seemed like every year that he's almost was about to get traded away from Philadelphia, and it never happened. And now it finally happened because of the Dwight Howard trade. So, seeing Denver, they're going to be a very exciting team. Another team that probably is going to be exciting, New Orleans.
yeah, New Orleans can be exciting. I actually like watching New Orleans last year. many people forget they were one of the first teams to stop Linsanity.
Mm-hmm.
Great game. Beat them in. I think they beat them in Madison Square Garden.
Yes.
So, not a bad team. Just they lost a superstar player.
Right.
Had to rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see them play. I'm excited to see how Eric Gordon is going to handle the situation.
Right.
Is he going to be the professional
Mm-hmm.
that we know he can be? Is he going to, do his job, do it well,
Mm-hmm.
put up points, be productive? Austin Rivers, that's the enigma to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're going to play him at point,
Mm-hmm.
shooting guard, coming off the bench. We'll see.
Right.
I think Davis is going to flourish to be a good player. I'm not necessarily ready to call him a superstar yet. I think he's going to be a great role player right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. The jury's still out. I'm interested in seeing Philly without Iguodala. Interested to see how Bynum's going to flourish with Doug Costa. Doug Costa's a player's coach, so we'll see. Just a lot of great plot lines this NBA season.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And, of course, as we get on to some of the later shows, as maybe in a
Season
couple of weeks,
closer,
as
yeah.
the season comes closer, we'll give you our predictions and stuff.
Right.
I mean, right now, there's a lot of things that we've seen. I mean, looks like the Knicks are trying to build a team full of old guys, huh?
Yeah, the Knicks baffle me in how much they throw money at the problem. You know what the Knicks are? The Knicks are like a bad baby daddy. Instead of spending time with the kids and being there with them, they just throw money at them. They just say, "Hey, here's the money. Go buy something. Go do this. Go do that." You can't throw money at your problems.
Right.
Got Carmelo Anthony.
Right.
Huge draw.
Right.
Hometown hero. That's great. But Carmelo game with a Martha Miles game hasn't translated into much.
No, it has not. No, it has not.
I like the Tyson Chandler pickup. Brought him some edge. Still, it's hard to get Tyson Chandler to do anything when you got Carmelo holding the ball half of the play clock. Mara does the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Lynn Sandy was great, but he's not there anymore.
Right.
And, Jason Kidd ain't getting no younger.
Exactly.
And you got Raymond Felton as a starter.
Right. And they got...
We've seen this movie before.
Yeah, we've seen the movie before. And basically, we got to hide the cupcakes in New York. So, but for sure, though. But, I mean, at least she's back. Rasheed Wallace is back. The NBA is so much fun when we have Rasheed Wallace, right?
Both teams play hard.
Exactly.
Both teams play hard.
Exactly. We just have to hope that someday that maybe we can get T-Mac back. Maybe we can get free Allen Iverson too.
And now we're getting a little carried away, but it's great to see Rasheed Wallace back. I think he retired a little too early with Boston. Should have stayed with Boston.
Right.
But it's going to be a great NBA season. I'm excited about it. I really am. Another team I think might be fun to watch might be Sacramento. If they can get Tyreek Evans in his whatever his true position is.
Mm-hmm.
I think they might be fun to watch as well. But God, I feel bad for Magic fans.
Man.
God, y'all traded away Dwight Howard for like nothing really, pennies.
True. But the good thing is what they probably can do. They just hope for rebuilding. They might can get, who knows, they might can get the number one pick. And you never know what good college players they might have. And the good thing is, hey, they're in the East. I mean,
yeah, you can have a shot in the East.
You have a good shot in the East. Right now, I feel like that there's a few good teams in the East right now. You got Miami. You got Chicago whenever Derrick Rose gets back, and they're going to make it to the playoffs no matter what. Indiana, they got a good young nucleus. Boston's going to be there. I think Brooklyn's going to be there as well.
Brooklyn's going to take a great step in the right direction.
Right.
I just wonder how they're this is going to go two ways. They're going to be one of the best offenses in the league, or they're going to be one of the worst shooting percentage teams in the league. Because Joe Johnson does not care. He pulls the trigger. Darren Williams pulls the trigger. Lopez scores a lot of points, but we'll see how it all meshes out.
As I've said about Joe Johnson when he was with the Hawks, it seemed like he basically robbed them for those $120 million. Like basically robbed them with a ski mask. Just say put the money in the bag. I mean, he's a good player. He's a good player, but is he worth the max?
No.
But
this is the NBA. Man.
But this is the NBA. This is the NBA. New York is going to be there. So right now I can see 6 teams that probably can be there. Probably that 7th and 8th spot is really going to be up for grabs. I mean, who knows? Atlanta still has a shot.
Milwaukee,
Milwaukee has
maybe
a shot.
Detroit gets it together.
Maybe Detroit. Washington, who knows?
Washington, now that's a team that makes some great moves. They got
Hmm.
Nene, you got John Wall. You know, you building.
Hmm.
You got Emeka Okafor as well. They're building in the right direction. So maybe they can get